Attendant facing decades in prison after bust involving new drug made of human bones. A former flight attendant was arrested in an airport following a large drug bust involving a new synthetic substance that is reportedly made of human bones. 21-year-old Charlotte May Lee of South London, England, was taken into custody earlier this month at an airport in Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, after authorities allegedly found 101 pounds of a dangerous new synthetic drug. The publication reported that Lee allegedly smuggled in a suitcase full of kush, a new synthetic cannabinoid that originates from West Africa. A report from NPR.
Go ahead.
A report from NPR states that the kush first appeared in West African nation Sierra Leone around 7 years ago and is described as a drug routinely cut with various additives such as the following: acetone, tramadol, and formalin. Those last two are opiates. According to NPR, kush is a potent, easily accessible in Sierra Leone, and dangerously unpredictable. Before we had money, we'd spent it on food or clothes. Now we just buy kush. It makes you want to cry, but it's not easy to stop, a Sierra Leone man told NPR. Men don't help their families anymore. They're always smoking at all hours of the day, and they spend all the money on kush, a woman identified as Elizabeth said when she spoke with NPR. I have to do everything now. According to the Post, Sierra Leone President Julius Maad Bio called the drug a death trap and an existential crisis to the nation. Addition to kush is reportedly fueling incidents of grave robbing in Sierra Leone, with authorities tightening security at cemeteries to prevent the sites from being disturbed. A lawyer representing Lee told the BBC the stash of kush, which reportedly holds a street value of $3.3 million, was planted without her knowledge.
She had 101 pounds on a plane. You ain't going to listen. 101 pounds is a lot. It's a lot of weight, bro. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so is it called kush? Is that the name?
Yeah,
of
they're
the drug?
calling it kush, and right, so they're taking the bones, grinding it up, and then they're putting it with these other additives. So it's basically dead people remains, and like it's mostly like they're saying it's in West Africa, but rich people are smoking it or eating it or whatever they do with it.
You know that your bags can only be 50 pounds a piece, right? I mean, that's kind of like, that's like the average weight. So 101 pounds, you ain't just somebody just putting that in your bag like, oh man, my bag kind of extra heavy today. That's a lot of weight. I mean, that's 2 bags or more. You got to have 101 pounds, maybe 3 bags. You got to have a backpack. That shit was spread evenly throughout her stuff, man. She's tripping. She's telling us this is not true.
She's saying that they switched her bag.
You ain't feel it.
They're saying Lee said the kush was likely planted in her suitcase while she was in a hotel in Bangkok. Also telling the paper, I know who did it.
She's ready to tell right now. That's what she's about to do.
I think she's
ready
did.
to snitch, but I bet you hey, listen,
yeah.
They're long gone. They're out of here, okay? You can tell them whatever you want.
Like, you didn't recheck your bag?
You can say I did anything you want to say I did, but I didn't do it. It wasn't me, baby. It wasn't me.
You smoking grandma and shit. Like,
that's pretty much where you at right now. That's pretty much where they at right now.
I got that on Polly, homie. I got that on Polly. You want that, homie Joey?
That's crazy, man. They're grinding up. Like, what is there? Is there an actual like some type of a high you get from smoking just the bones, or is it all the other stuff they're putting with it?
I think it's probably all the stuff they're putting with it, but the bones just. I remember you're only ever seen Lord of War, but they had Nicolas Cage in there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to try this new drug?" And they called it something. He's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Well, it's cocaine mixed with your gunpowder." And he hits it, stumbles off into Africa or whatever.
I saw that. That's what the girls are.
Yeah, but he's like, "Do we?"
It was wilding. Yeah, it was definitely wilding. But that's a strange thing. People are just willing to do anything these days, man. We gotta, I don't know. You know, I want to see if this reaches out here. Cause I heard a while back ago, I remember I was in Mexico one time and they had this song called like, you want this trippy, something about kush. And I thought they was talking about weed. Cause everybody says weed is kush.
Yeah.
I've heard, you know what I mean? There's different kinds of, but now they might've been talking about this right here and I didn't even know. The world is a strange place that we live in. People smoking dead people's remains. It's a wild one.
Well, I mean, rappers talk about that. We smoking on that blah blah pack.
Yeah, but not like this. They ain't talking about smoking dusted up bones, man. They ain't talking about that exactly. You know what I'm saying?
They got to guard the cemeteries. They be like, "Ooh, I got to get umbak."
Hey, you know how much money they probably hitting right now in the cemeteries. Imagine, say if you cremate somebody or something like that, there's probably, I wonder if their bones are, you know what I mean, what happens, you know what I mean, do you ever get any of this?
Well, the cremation, what they do, when they cremate you, your bones are still there. Your bones don't burn. So what they do is they take your bones and they grind them up and that's how you get the powder.
Kush. That's he's the Kush connect. You got to look at the guy in the cemetery. He's the Kush connect. He's got the primary ingredient.
They be like, "No, Mr. Johnson."
Let's might as well go start working at the cemetery now. You the plug.
I remember people used to smoke embalming fluid.
Yeah, they still do. They still smoke that. You know what I mean? But hey,